Hi class, what I'm doing today is going to show you how to enter the scores and find standard deviation in the main using the Casio FX82AU+. You can use these steps as well for the Casio FX82AU, but for step 6 it's a bit different with the keys. Anyone who has any other models or calculators, can you please look onto someone with the Casio FX82+. Now, if you go onto your calculator and look at your screen, you turn it on first, and it's not in statistic mode. Okay, if I closely look onto here, it's on D, the letter D. You can find, and you want it on statistic mode. So what you do is you press mode, you press 2, so press 2, well, 2, and you want the first option 1, so you press 1 variance, and you got yourself a table with just the score represented by the letter X. Now, looking at the question in the example, okay, there is the data set of 12, 25, 19, 20, and 35, and it actually gives you the N, which is the number of scores, because there's 5 scores. The main, 22.2. And if you look at the standard deviation, it says N minus 1. Now, S minus 1 means it's sample standard deviation. There's actually two types. There's one that's called the population, which is sigma of N, which means that it's involved with everyone, population-wise, is all the statistics have been used. And then the N minus 1 means sample, which means you're taking a group of people's results. Now, depending on the question, if the question doesn't specify using it with the symbols or with words like saying population or sample, then you often use the population standard deviation. So let's go back to our calculator and look at how we enter a score. Now, because this table only has the score, you can also have a frequency. Okay, if there were some scores were repeated. So what you do is you go to the shift mode, go down and press 3, and you want the frequency to be on, so you press 1. Okay, so you press 1 and you've got your score and frequency. But looking at those scores, there were only 1 each, so that's okay. Now let's enter the scores. So the first one was 12, so you go press 1, 2, and equals. Next one was 25, so you got 25 equals. Then 1, 9 equals. Then 2, 0, 20 equals. And 35 equals. Now, let's suppose in another example we had 3 25s. So what you do to change the frequency is you could just go up and across and then press 3 and equals. So that means that we've got a frequency of 3 of score 25, 3 25s. But in this case it's only 1, so we'll go 1. Back again, equals. Now once you've entered all your data, you need to then just clear the screen. And it's important you clear the screen to find the main and standard deviation, because once you don't clear the screen and you still have your table on, you won't be able to find those data set. And the reason for that is the calculator assumes that you've finished entering all your scores when you clear the screen. So then we want to use this statistics mode, stat, to find the main and standard deviation. So you go shift 1 and then 4, the variance 4, and you get these options. So the first one, N, tells you, so if we press N, tells you how many scores you've entered, which is 5, as you can see. Then you go shift 1, 4, 2 is the main, so you got 2 equals 22.2. Okay, so which is correct as well. And then clear it again, and you go shift 1, 4, and then you got your population, which is number 3, population, and sample standard deviation. Here, the population is the sigma of N, and the sample is N minus 1. And the question did ask us for N minus 1, so we'll press 4, equals 8.5264. Now if it was the population, it's actually going to be quite a bit less. So if you go to shift, this was just population, shift 1, 4, population 3, it'd be a bit less. Now you can see the sample standard deviation is quite a big number because the numbers are quite far apart. Okay, if all these numbers were very close together, your standard deviation will be smaller. Now, once you finish this question and you're doing another question, it's important to clear your memory. So what you do is you go shift 9, then 3, and then you want to press equals, yes, and you press AC. And then you can begin a new question. Otherwise, you'll be using the previous data in your next question. Okay, thanks for listening, and enjoy the rest of the lesson.